long time ago, a powerful entity named Hakaisha created the mimics in a disturbing way. Instead of normal creation, he tore apart his own body. Each piece of him became a different mimic. Kintōru was born from one of his hands, making her the first mimic ever created, the eldest daughter of Hakaisha. Because of this, she isn't just stronger, she's smarter and more manipulative than the others. She doesn't just attack, she plans. On January 10th, 1621, Kintōru entered the human world. This marked the beginning of the Calamity Event, a period where monsters spread chaos across Japan. But Kintōru didn't act like a typical monster. She used deception. She disguised herself as a noble woman searching for her missing husband and met Hirose Masashige. Hirose was looking for her father, Kusunoki, a warrior trying to stop the mimics. Kintōru pretended to help her, but it was all manipulation. When Hirose discovered the truth, Kintōru attacked and left her helpless. Kusunoki eventually arrived to save his daughter. He wasn't ordinary. He had the power of the white flame, which could actually challenge Kintōru. During their fight, Kintōru started losing, so instead of fighting fairly, she used something far worse: emotion. She held Hirose hostage and forced Kusunoki into a choice: fight and risk his daughter, or surrender to save her. He chose his daughter. Big mistake. At the last moment, Kintōru killed Hirose anyway and cursed both of them. Important detail: the curse had already started before that moment. A dark substance had infected Hirose earlier, meaning everything was already doomed. During the 10 days of the Calamity Event, Kintōru turned both Hirose and Kusunoki into cursed puppets. They lost their humanity completely. But in the end, Kusunoki managed to seal Kintōru inside a cherry blossom tree. So technically, Kintōru lost physically, but her curse continued. Classic villain move. Lose the fight, win the long game. Years later, a girl named Hiachi unknowingly entered Kintōru's domain. She carried a doll called Shaku, which was actually the cursed form of Hirose. Yeah, the suffering never ended. Kintōru, still sealed, tricked Hiachi by pretending to be someone named Sama. She gained her trust and asked her to remove a talisman from the tree. Hiachi, not knowing any better, agreed. That one action weakened the seal, and that's all Kintōru needed. Once partially free, Kintōru immediately attacked. She cursed Hiachi by forcing a disturbing, unnatural smile onto her face. At the same time, she mutilated Hirose's body repeatedly, which transformed the doll into the Shake Abomination. So now, Hirose suffers again and becomes something even worse. Kintōru doesn't just kill. She keeps people suffering. Kintōru then targeted Hiachi's mother, Futaba. Through manipulation involving a cursed butterfly, she trapped her. Then, she killed her and cursed her soul, but not normally. She split her soul into 2 personalities in one body, creating Fujiyamoto. This shows something important about Kintōru. She doesn't just destroy bodies. She breaks identities. After regaining some power, Kintōru focused on one goal: revenge on the Masashige clan. For the next 300 to 400 years, She continued cursing them across generations. That's what makes her terrifying. She doesn't stop. She doesn't forget. She turns one tragedy into centuries of suffering. In The Mimic Chapter 2, Kintōru finally appears physically to Yasu Masashi's in the final maze. Before that, she had already been watching him from the shadows, communicating through red text and Yuri Japanese kanji. Instead of attacking immediately, she taunts and mentally torments him about his mission to find his friends and survive. In The Mimic, the Girl and the Witch, Kintōru is referenced throughout the story. Later, she transforms into a centipede-like creature known as a mukde. In this form, she lurks in the darkness, chasing Yasu as he solves skull puzzles and tries to escape. In The Mimic, Kintōru appears in her final form as a horrifying black spider with a new mask. She hunts Yasu inside her lair while protecting her 3 physical hearts. Yasu destroys the hearts and confronts her using Kusunoki's blessed blade. With help from butterfly spirits that heal him. As the battle continues, Kintōru grows more aggressive but also weaker. In the end, Yasu defeats her, and gray hands rise from the ground to drag her away. With her fall, the souls she had cursed are finally freed. In The Mimic Chapter 3, Kintōru appears as a hidden Easter egg in the forest. She is tied to a sakura tree and tries to trick Isamu Chumi into saving her, using the same manipulation she once used on Hiachi. But this time, it fails. Isamu ignores her and walks away.
And yeah, that's the story of Kintōru, from the first Mimic to her final defeat. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!